Hello, my name is Adrena and I'm the owner and accountant here at Accounting by Adrena. And today I'm going to talk about 5 things you can do for your budget during a pandemic. Now, the first thing I want to offer to you is to make sure that you know where you're holding stress. So usually I'm holding stress within my shoulders and my back. So it's always good to have a check-in and see where you feel the most anxious part of your body is. And to relax that part of your body, make sure you're taking lots of deep breaths. And my personal favorite for this particular point is to put yourself on a timeout. If you feel like you are needing a timeout from maybe the situation that you're in, maybe it's work, maybe it's scrolling through social media, maybe it's consuming too much news during this time, put yourself on a timeout. Maybe move yourself into a different room and make sure that you're practicing relaxing those areas where you're holding stress and taking lots of deep breaths, lots of refreshing breaths in. The second thing I want to offer to you today is my YouTube video, 3 tips for not feeling stressed about your monthly accounting. Now, even though in this particular video I am talking specifically about your monthly accounting, I want to make sure that you know these tips can cross any other kind of situations. So I am being very specific here when it comes to accounting and talking about like checking in on your monthly financials, things like that. But you can also do that for your own personal budget as well. So I want to make sure that you are aware of the 3 tips for not feeling stressed about your monthly accounting. I'll also put a link below. Now, the third thing I want to offer to you today is all about your investments. The stock market is not so happy lately, right? I mean, we're seeing really low lows, lots of high highs, and all of that kind of roller coaster, if you will, in the stock market is just not good for our own anxiety. So just don't look at it. Don't touch your investments. Don't log into your investment accounts. Just, it's like the same thing. I've seen a lot of memes out there that say like, don't touch your face. Same kind of like idea. Do not touch your investments. Do not touch your face. This is a natural part of the stock market. It goes up and it goes down and it goes into all sorts of roller coasters. And the best thing that we can do is not to touch our investments, not to panic. Now, if you feel like you need to check your investments, have a check-in with yourself first to make sure that you're not feeling anxious and that you're not stressed out about it, that you're just going to check in and then check out. All right. You can also use the same method that we use for 2-year-olds. That is called redirection. If you feel that need to check in with your investments, redirect yourself. Redirect yourself to your budget, which actually needs more attention from you at this moment. The 4th thing I want to offer to you today is to make sure that you are checking in with your budget. So here's my tips for that, and these are going to be high level, very generic tips. Number 1, make sure you know what your income is, okay? So once you get that income amount, then make sure that your spending is in line with your income. And if you need to cut unnecessary expenses, go for those subscription expenses first. Make sure that you are not spending erratically when it comes to your dining out budget. Make sure that your grocery budget is falling in line. And make sure that what you're doing to ensure this is to eat out of your fridge first, your freezer second, and your pantry third. Those are going to be the very key areas where you're going to see a lot of savings because you are focusing on what you do have during this time. I want to also make sure that you are aware, even though we are in this pandemic, we don't know how long this is going to last. We don't know which direction this is going to go. I think some people might feel some sort of panic when it comes to their cash in their bank accounts. And I would say, don't panic. Keep your cash in your bank accounts and make sure that there is enough cash for you to access should you need it within the next few months. Now, if you have nowhere to start when it comes to your budget, I want you to make sure that you know that when you sign up for my newsletter, the very first free thing that you get is a free budget template from me. So you can go ahead to accountingbyadrena.com/newsletter. You can sign up for my newsletter there, and then you will get the budget printable sent to you for free. And the last thing I want to offer to you today is a reduced rate for my consulting services. And so this reduced rate is actually going to last through the duration of the pandemic. I think I've mentioned earlier that it's going to last only through March. We're well into April now, and it's still happening. So my reduced consulting rate is going to stay low during this pandemic. You can schedule a call directly on my calendar at accountingbyadrina.com/consulting. Make sure you select the 30-minute budget phone call because that's where you will get the $20 rate. And once you sign up for that, I'm going to be asking you for some information so that I can do some pre-work before we get on the phone call. All right, friends, I wish you all the best. I hope you are doing so well during this pandemic. I want to encourage you to enjoy the time that you have with your loved ones during this time. Be well, stay safe, and take it easy.